I love Coming to America.
So yeah, he had a stand-up called Raw, and it is just bleep the bleep the bleep the bleep the bleep bleep bleep, and it is.
I'll check that out.
I'm gonna guess.
This is the Joe Gaither Show on BamaCentral.com.
I'm gonna guess 88, 89, 92. Let's see, Eddie Murphy Raw. 87.
87.
And he just goes in on people.
Yeah.
Yikes. But it's hilarious. All right, let's get it going. Let's get it going, Theo. Okay. Good morning, Tuscaloosa. Internet world, West Alabama. How we doing today on the Joe Gaither Show on Bama Central, BamaCentral.com. Hanging out with us in the Derek Daniel State Farm Studios. We're back live in the Derek Daniel State Farm Studios right off of McFarland Boulevard. Hope you and yours had a really, really fun 4th of July weekend. Really good for the 4th of July weekend. We did right here. Getting into a lot of festivities. Obviously, we talked to Jet Tamala on the Friday. So if you missed the episode with the Alabama quarterback commit, you can check out Jet Tamala on all the platforms. YouTube, the Bama Central YouTube channel, my own social media machines. You can check it out on Apple Podcasts, Amazon, Spotify, everywhere you get your podcasts. You can find the Joe Gaither Show and check out our interview with Alabama quarterback commit Jet Tamala. We're here in the Derek Daniel State Farm Studios, as we said, with our man Theo Fernandez. He's back off of suspension. We had to tap in Hunter Brantley last week because of all the Thunder talk. We had to suspend you for a week. So we appreciate Hunter stepping in for a week. Follow him at Hunter Brantley 8. But we're back and better than ever with Theo Fernandez. I did tag the correct Theo Fernandez, I believe, _. Theo Fernandez, _ on the Twitter machine. You see him on WVUA 23. You also hear him on this show on Mondays and read all of his stuff on Alabama Crimson Tide on SI. We're going to have a fun show today. Hopefully, you're going to have a fun show. We're going to talk about Nolan Wilson and Jira Edwards. I got 2 voicemails in the tank. You guys can leave your voicemails at 205-462-7340, extension 800. We're going to see what the voicemail line has for us. Go to those 2 voicemails and at least start talking about SEC Media Days, because Theo and I will be in Atlanta next week. I don't know, Theo, you want to do the show driving over there? Or I want to be there for... Oh my gosh! I want to be there for the first team. So goodness gracious, are we leaving Sunday night? I don't know. I have to check.
Yeah,
I have to check with Chris if with our boss if the accommodations are for Sunday night or if it's just Monday through. If not, we'll get up, but we'll get up with the Roosters before the Roosters and get on over there Monday morning and be sipping a bunch of coffee, hit the Buc-ee's over in Leeds on the way over there so we get our breakfast and be at SEC Media Days. I'm looking forward to that, and I'm very happy that you're back in the saddle today. Thank you for enduring a suspension for us.
Now look, in the face of great oppression, a man has 2 choices. You can either put up or shut up. And you say I talk too much Oklahoma City Thunder. Now the joke's on you, Joe. Because you know who the Thunder got on their Summer League roster?
More! Give it to me more!
We got Chris Youngblood.
Yes!
So now, what are you going to do? I have to talk about OKC. Chris Youngblood dropped 5 points, 3 rebounds, 3 steals in his Summer League debut. I know, Dax, you want your Bama in the NBA update. There you go. Jane Shackelford scored 13. He had a really big day for the Warriors in the opener. Another Thunder connection. Y'all going to hate me for this. 2nd round pick from OKC this year, Brooks Barnheiser. Played at Northwestern. He's from Indiana. But he came down, and we still don't know why. I don't understand what compels someone to do this. Born in Indiana. Freshman, sophomore year of high school was down in Mobile. So it's 2 years in Alabama. So OKC.
It's a great state. You should be here.
It's a talking point now. So you did this to yourself, Joe. You made the bed. Now you got to lie on it.
That's okay. We will lie in the bed with champions. It's a-okay. It's better to lie there than I don't know. Pick the Jazz to be in the bed with the Jazz or the New Orleans Pelicans. What we did last week, though, Theo, staying on the NBA track, is did what the Charlotte Hornets did, however you want to say that, do what the Charlotte Hornets did by acquiring Colin Sexton, is that going to make you pay attention to the Hornets? I mean, the Hornets are awful. I mean, they have been awful ever since they've been reborn. They were the Bobcats and then back to the Hornets. They were awful before, really, before they moved to New Orleans as the Pelicans. So they've now got Colin Sexton. They've now got Brandon Miller. We asked Hunter Brantley last week, and he was like, "Oh yeah, I'm all in on watching the Hornets." And I thought, I'm not. And I know it's still Colin Sexton and Brandon Miller, like Alabama's two biggest one and done players in the last decade. Oh gosh, is Colin Sexton now past a decade?
No,
not quite.
He's
not
still
quite.
within a decade.
Not quite.
2017.
Oh,
right?
so old.
Yeah.
Not quite. So yeah, Alabama's two biggest one and done players in the last decade, now on the same team. They were awful last year. Now Brandon gets hurts his wrist. Colin Sexton's never been on a winning team. Is that enough to make you get behind the Hornets just a little bit or watch them?
Well, first of all, I'd have a lot more fun watching them if Miles Bridges wasn't a part of that team.
What's his deal? Wasn't he domestic violence or sexual abuser?
Egregious, like just domestic
violence.
Yeah. And then, everyone's talking like, oh, like they think it looks like a career ender at the time. Logic would have said it would have, but 3 years, $75 million.
Boo. Yeah, all right, keep going.
Yeah. Anyway,
we're in agreement.
Colin Sexton, though, people forget, like, this is a guy at the age of 21 or at the age of 22 who went out and averaged 24 points a game. I am stunned that Danny Ainge, of all people, GM of the Utah Jazz, who is he's incredible at getting value for players, always has been. He couldn't find a single team willing to take on Colin Sexton. He had to attach a pick to get rid of him. Like, it's baffling to me that the league is looking at Colin Sexton as a guy that they just have no interest in, because I don't really understand it. Shot 40% from three, 48% from the field on 18 points. Yeah, okay, he's playing for a bad team. He has his whole career, and that's going to continue this year. But I don't get, like, people talk about losing players or you're putting up empty stats, doing it inefficiently. Like, Colin Sexton doesn't fall victim to any of those problems. So I don't really understand why people, like, it flipped so fast from, oh, look at this young star, to he's just another guy. And a lot of that was because of the injury he suffered. But I really think that Colin Sexton and this Hornets team as a whole is going to surprise some people. I've kind of done a 360 or a 360 is the same. I've kind of done a 180 on LaMelo Ball. I've always thought he was just a guy who was never going to be able to win basketball games.
But he's a good player.
He averaged 25, 7, and 5. He shoots it okay. And again, his highlight reel and the passes that he makes, if you haven't seen, because I watched his highlight reel from this past season a few days ago. I was stunned. Like, that he does some fun stuff. He's incredible. Some of the stuff, it's Magic Johnson type stuff. It really is. And unfortunately, Miles Bridges does throw down some incredible dunks, and Brandon Miller is, we all know, I don't even need to begin to explain what a fun player he is. Charlotte's going to be a fun basketball team.
Brandon alone gets me a little interested, and then you bring in Colin Sexton, young bull, and like I am more interested. But like Charlotte has just been so bad all really over the last 2 decades or so. When was that? Oh gosh, they moved to New Orleans, and they had Katrina was 04-05, right?
Yeah,
Katrina was 04-05, so they've already moved there. So Charlotte
launched around I think it was
the
2003.
Bobcats. Yeah, the Bobcats got exactly. So they were terrible. They've always been terrible.
Yeah, they had a couple good years with Kemba Walker, but nothing to speak of. I mean, that 2012 team we still talk about is the worst of all time.
My question to Hunter last week was, will they be contending for play-in position based off, they were second in the last of the East. We looked at this last week. They were second in the East last season and with like 19 wins or something like that. So terrible, awful. They needed to add, I think we decided they needed to add 15, 20 wins to get into that play-in perspective. Is Colin Sexton, is Liam McNeely, because they got Liam, they got Con Knipple. Is obviously you just hit him with the LaMelo Ball fella.
I think that they're going to be good.
Good enough to be in the good or good enough to or play in good.
You look at this Eastern Conference, right?
It's not good at the bottom.
It's not
the
good.
very bottom.
It never has been. You look at
the top's always good.
Yeah. I think Miami, the Heat are due for kind of a collapse a little bit.
No, man, you can't count out Heat culture.
Yeah, Heat culture's on its way out. And remember, the Heat made the play-in, and they eventually won't made the playoffs, but they made the play-in winning 37 games.
As long as the Godfather is building that team, they'll be fine.
Like the East still is. Oh, my whole life it's been the Eastern Conference. That holds true right now. Toronto, Brooklyn, they're scrubs.
Brooklyn's a terrible team.
Yeah, no, Brooklyn. The Nets have always been. Something's always going to be off there, and I love watching the Nets lose nowadays. But I really think that Charlotte will be close to a plan. Because the other thing you got to remember is as the season starts to unwind, a team like Toronto or Chicago, you're at a point where, okay, you start to fade down the stretch. You really don't have as much motivation to win. You have more motivation to trade away players. Charlotte always is going to be trying to win games. There's no talk of you've lost too much to think, oh, we got to get in a position for the lottery or we got to move guys. No, you're still trying to rise throughout the season. And I think this is a team that you will see. It's very likely that they could start out horrendously and then play 500 level basketball down the stretch of the year post All-Star break. So I think I got them probably in the 10 to 12 range, maybe just make it or fall a little short. But
yeah, that's my bar. You gotta jump up into the play-in conversation.
I'll tell you this: if you're an NBA fan or if you're just a basketball fan, you don't really have a team, you're not tied really strongly, or you're a Hawks fan and you're just done with that shit, which I would be too. Charlotte is a pretty good. Now is a good time to hop on the bandwagon because they can't continue to be this bad. I really do think they're building something solid. They're building something. I don't know if it's solid, but they're building something. And I guarantee you'll have fun watching those games, and you'll have a lot of fun listening to Eric Collins call those games because he is electric. So I think, it's not a bad time to hop on the Charlotte bandwagon.
Well, there we go. There's our little NBA moment to get this show started.
Maybe they'll add Herb Jones too.
That's what I was like. You add Herb Jones, yeah. I'm in. I'm all in. I'm buying jerseys. I'm buying merch. I'm there.
I love the Con Knipple pick too. I think he's going to be we saw what he did in the Elite Eight. He'll be a good player.
Really great shooter. All right, Theo, let's get into some real meat here. Not catching up from last week. Some actual meat over the weekend. We all were 4th of Julying, but Alabama got 2 major recruits added into the recruiting class, and we've done a lot of recruiting on this show. Actually, why don't we start with the voicemails, because that'll be the layup to get us going here. We got 2 voicemails. You can call on the voicemail machine at 205-462-7340. We take our layup first, and then we'll try to go shoot some 3-pointers, right? NATO system dunks, layups first. Yeah. So let's hit our layups. We got 2 voicemails. We got voicemails from Everett and voicemails from Dax. I appreciate both of you guys jumping in over the weekend. 205-462-7340, extension 800. We'll take them one by one, piece by piece. Here we go.
Hey, guys. It's Everett from Marion. Enjoyed your interview with Jet. The question is, how does the depth chart rank with the incoming freshman players that we got coming in? Enjoy our show. I will definitely recommend it to others, and happy belated 4th of July. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much, Everett, for joining us right there. All right, let's look at the incoming freshmen. incoming freshmen that could play this year, Theo, football freshmen. And who we got? Let's go to the Alabama Ourlads. Do you know ourlads.com?
Yes.
All right.
And I've got one name that I think we need to start with.
Go for it.
And then we talked about this. I don't even remember. Oh, it was a bunch of weeks back now, but
is it Latia Brooks?
No, that's not even where I was. I'm gonna go Michael Carroll still.
Oh.
I really think that there's going, we talked about kind of there being possibly some room for guys to get in and the guards as far as rotation goes. Like, I don't know what loss is going to be for us. I don't know just how
Cam Dewberry.
consistent Cam Dewberry is going to be. We have Vandermark in the mix. I think we could see Michael Carroll, he's an elite recruit. He really looks like, a physical specimen. And a lot of this is pure speculation, but it feels to me like there's room for a guy to play his way into that conversation, get significant reps, in the interior.
Is it pure speculation, or is it sources connected to the team that you're friends with?
No, this one's pure speculation.
Perfect. I just wanted to ask. I just wanted to check. You got a friend or two or five. So I just wanted to make sure we weren't just picking your brain with real intel. Look, Michael Carroll is going to be a player here for sure. Yes. But I think you're going to have a hard time getting in there. I think Cam Dewberry's. I think your order is Dewberry, Vandermark, Lennon right there, and then Carroll. And that's not disrespectful to Carroll. You're a freshman.
Yeah,
man. If you play as because Evan Neal started as a guard,
right?
And Evan Neal got in there midway through the year. It took him a little bit to get in there, but midway through the year he got in there. It's not a bad pick. I just see a lot of experience over him. I see a lot of experience. Like, to me, the obvious choices are Latia Brooks and Dijon Lee. You look at Latia playing wide receiver. You got to have a lot of similar type wide receivers, and he's going to be in there with Cole Adams and Ryan Williams kind of playing the slot, and even Isaiah Horton playing the slot. I think that slot's going to rotate very heavily.
I feel like Brooks runs into the problem that you're talking about for Michael Carroll, except I feel like it's worse. Not worse, but a bigger thing at receiver. I feel like there are so many guys in that group fighting for reps that, is he really going to be able to find a way to get significant time out there when you've got, you got Cole Adams back from injury, obviously. Everyone's talking about how stacked this receiving core is, just how many guys there are, and so many guys are going to be fighting for reps and yardage. And
right, but there's a position that rotates a whole lot more than offensive line. Like, you're not rotating you get your five guys, and they're pretty much in there the whole game, outside of, my helmet popped off, Parker Brailsford. They're pretty much in there the whole game. I think the wide receiver room is going to be couple of snaps and you're out. Couple of snaps and you're out. Just a big old, just rotating, just a Ferris wheel. That's not the right word.
Carousel.
Thank you. Yeah, and I think that what Latia gives you is just enough difference from the big body guys that we want to hit him on a swing pass. We want to hit him just on the shallow drag. We just want to get the ball into his hands and see if he can make somebody. Now, punt returner, kick returner, Cole Adams, Jalen Mbakwe, I think are going to be fighting each other for those roles. Because you're not, Ryan's super talented, but at this point, he's a little too talented to be punt returner, kick returner.
I'd agree with that take, yeah. I think we'll see Jalen Mbakwe do it for the most. I think he'll be the primary.
I agree.
And I'm excited about it. And I would love to see Latia Brooks get reps. Don't get me wrong, but
problem is there's just so much. Look at our lads and look at everybody up and down the list. junior, senior, sophomore, junior, senior, junior, redshirt senior, redshirt sophomore, redshirt senior, redshirt junior, redshirt junior, senior. That's all on the offense. And then defense, just write down the list. Senior, redshirt senior, junior, sophomore, senior, redshirt senior, senior, junior, sophomore, redshirt senior. Like the experience is really high on this team.
Oh, yeah. And
it's going to be hard for the young guys
complaints
to crack in there.
You know, I kind of think that Dijon Lee, actually, you know, after what you said, I kind of think that's, if I had to put money on one guy, I think that's my pick.
Same sort of situation. We saw a lot of rotation in the defensive backfield last year, and no, he's not. I mean, maybe, but I don't think he's going to be slotted first over Xavier Brown or Damani Jackson on any week. But will he be the next man up after when Xavier Brown says, "Tap my helmet, I need 2 plays off, sir"? You know, same with Damani. I need a play or 3 off, sir. We're throwing your Cam Coleman and Dijon Lees are your next 2 up right there.
Because there are a lot less bodies out there in the DB room than the receiver, as far as guys that have that kind of experience and that kind of, like, Jalen Hale is another one. That, I'm excited. I have really, really high hopes.
Comeback season.
Yeah, you're getting me so excited to fire up NCAA in the coming week and use the 89 overall Alabama team.
Yeah, I didn't do early access. Did you?
Nah,
so Thursday for me. Yeah, like
it's not worth it.
I'll wait 3 more days and pay the regular price. Not what was it, 120, 110?
Yeah, it was a lot.
No, I'm not paying double for 3 days extra access. We're in the semifinals now of our last season in 25, like today. So like we'll finish the last season in 25, and then by Thursday we'll be ready to start a new dynasty. Are you PlayStation or Xbox guy?
I'm a PlayStation guy.
Oh, you need to add me so I can whoop your tail, and we can see what happens here.
We're setting up a little tournament with all the WVUA people. You know,
I'll be a ringer there. Like, this is a game I grew up on, Theo. This isn't.
I don't know.
The first time I play, you know our man Hunter Cyber, right?
Yes.
We loaded up, and we might have played 3 or 4. He goes, "You're a lot better than I thought you were." And I was like, 12-year-old joke coming out right here.
I'll tell you, JD Zaz is the one who scares me. I almost never beat. He is good at that game. Like Hunter, that's not competition.
I can totally see JD with his mind just JD's got a computer for a mind.
You know, if you guys are missing or feeling upset about not getting the game today, Ryan Williams is doing a little stream at 6 Central. He's playing one-on-one against Travis Hunter in the game. It's like on Twitch. MMG, he's awesome YouTuber. He's hosting it. So that'll be a fun event. I might tune in.
6 Central?
6 Central.
That's before Monday Night Raw, so perfect.
Yeah, because you get a look at the game, and you hopefully get to see Ryan take home a win, see the Alabama team, and it could be a fun time.
Absolutely.
Now, I'm not big on watching video games or anything.
No, but I'd like to see Ryan, get after it with Travis Hunter and see if, like, I've got all these guys on my Twitter machines like, these are the best new plays in 26, and these are what you should do. And I'm like, I don't have time to watch an hour-long video of you talking about all the new features in Dynasty mode. And I'm like,
yeah, I agree with that.
I'll just check it out and feel it out for myself. And once I need some tips, I'll go to your spots and like try to elevate my game that way. But I'd rather get into it myself. So yes, make sure that Old Man Joe can get that link. So it's on Twitch or it's on YouTube.
It's probably on YouTube too. Honestly, I'm not positive on
because I don't know how to use Twitch.
I've never got set up an account. I'm sure they'll do it on YouTube too.
Okay, if I can just type in Ryan Williams, Travis Hunter, EA Sports 26, whatever, I'll be there on YouTube. Yeah, I'm excited about it for sure, but not excited enough to buy the early access.
It's not worth it. You'd be an idiot to do it, honestly.
At the end of the day, Theo, my middle name is Frugal.
Log into 25. Appreciate, because Milrow is so fun to use.
No,
so go use Milrow a couple more times, and then you can uninstall the game on Thursday.
I had friends like last year before it came out. I said, and these are Alabama haters. I said Alabama's going to be one of the most used teams on this year's game because of Jalen Milrow. They're like, no, Milrow sucked. And I was like, this is not a conversation about how he is as a quarterback, but as a video game player, video game quarterback. Like,
He's incredible.
You're too young for the Michael Vick Madden 06 year. Like, you could not touch him. But I'll drop back 80 yards and still wiggle my way all the way back through. He was incredible. And Jalen Milroe was very, very similar on this year's game.
And when he's got Kendrick Law with like that 99 speed, like it's unreal. That guy, I think the game is what got people so excited for Kendrick Law, for being honest. Like,
That's exactly.
Yeah.
That's so.
They saw what he was doing out there, and
Whatever happens this week,
works.
fellas and ladies who are watching and listening, if you're playing the game, don't let it move you.
Yeah.
Don't let it move your needle on this team.
Remember that it's made by the same people who make Madden. Don't just keep that in the back of your mind, and we'll be good here.
All right, let's keep going. One more voicemail. Thank you, Everett, for the call. Freshman for us, Dijon Lee, Lazia Brooks, and Michael Carroll. We'll keep going to the voicemail line, 205-462-7340, extension 800, and I think it's Dax. Oh, no, put a little dead space in here just to make sure they were separated. But here we go. It wasn't that much dead space. Maybe it was.
It's a lot of dead space.
Golly. Yeah.
Throw them the bank. Attention for a freaking. I want to start off by saying we are a freaking recruiting monster this year. 5 5-stars in contention for a 6. Kalen, DeBoer, and Courtney Morgan. Throw them the bank. Keep them as long as we can because we have Saban Jr. on the staff, like for recruiting at least. Still got to see about the play on the field, which I believe is going to be a massive uptake this year. And I'm going to give y'all my version of the Alabama football over and unders. We'll do a fun little exercise with this. So the first.
All right, so when he goes over under, he's going to give his, whatever topic it is. I don't know, passing yards, wins, whatever it is. Well, he'll give his, and we'll pause and give ours. I think there's a lot of meat here.
All right, here we
we're
go.
going to go is Ty Simpson passing yards.
Over.
I'm going to set that one at 3,800 and a half. 3,800 and a half over under. Let me know what y'all get on that one.
That's an
second one
under.
is passing touchdowns.
He said 3,800. 3,800. Let me just
That's gotta
Alabama passing yards record. What is AJ McCarron's record? AJ McCarron, statistical leader. No, it's got to be Bryce, right? Bryce
probably said it.
Single season.
Now-
That's touchdowns. We want passing yards, right? Single season 4,800. So 3,800 puts him at 4th all time. 3,800 puts him Bryce 48.72, Mac 45 even, Tua Tagovailoa at 39.56, and then it's Blake Sims at 34. That puts you 4th all time. Oh, it hurts me, but I gotta say under.
Yeah, and look, Dax, I heard your take on Ty Simpson possibly being a top 3 SEC quarterback. I don't know. I think you and Mason were kind of on that take with the right way because I don't know if we can go that far. I can't. Great receivers, but I can't see 3,800 happening.
3,800. I mean, okay. For more context, 10th place, John Parker Wilson, 28.46. So we're definitely. I think a better bar here, and I love you, Dax. Thanks for the call. I think a better bar is 3,000 even, because if you are at 3,000 even, you're right behind AJ McCarron at 30-60, 30-63 in 23, and Greg McElroy at 29.87, 2010. So you're finishing the year as the 8th best single season in Alabama history. That's more than any year. I mean, our man Jalen Milroe is not on this list. Bryce Young is on it twice. Bryce at 33.28. Like, come on. Bryce's Heisman season at 4,800, and then his follow up at 33.20. His follow up with no receivers at all was 33.28. Now Ty's got a lot better receivers than the 2022 season. A lot better receivers.
And that's a big thing for me. And then also, not that the running game is bad, but it may not be elite.
I think it's gonna be
Like, I think it'll be good. But
A-.
I think there's no. I don't think there's a guy at the caliber of some of the Najee Harrises and whatnot.
Agree.
So, like, I would take the over on 3,200. I think.
Would you give him 35 even, 3,500 even? Because that still puts him at 4th all time.
35 even is one that I'd have to really, really think. Yeah,
I have a hard time putting him above Baby Bryce.
I'll take the over on 35.
Okay,
I'll take the over
I
on
like
35.
it. I like it.
Yeah.
So somewhere between 35 and 38. All right,
That's where I got him ending.
I don't hate that. All right, let's keep going. He's about to hit us with passing touchdowns, I think.
22 and a half.
22 and a half. Oh my. Okay, those numbers don't match, man.
Yeah.
Because our single season 22 and a half doesn't put him even. Jalen had 23 in 2 years ago in 2023.
Is this just passing touchdowns?
Yeah.
I'm taking the over.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, Blake Sims had 28 in 2014. And yes, Blake Sims had Amari Cooper and Lane Kiffin dialing it up. I think you got to go at 26. I think it has to be 26 and a half is the over-under.
I think I'd still take the over.
Well, that's
fine.
fine.
I think I'd take the over on that.
Bryce Young, Baby Bryce, 47 is the single season career high. Oh, I love you so much, Bryce Young.
Man, I mean, obviously, I got to appreciate watching that, but I wish I was here to see that in person. Wow.
So that first season, I've got my middle sister coming to a game for the first time ever, and she's a little in football, but not like I am. We're sitting nosebleed section. They're playing Southern Miss, right? And you can just see Bryce's head movement the entire game from the top end, and his head movement just like robotic. And then the way that his feet, hips, and head all were tied together, and it was just like 1, 2, 3, boom. His processing just gives me the goosebumps. All right, so 22 and a half, we're going over that.
Yeah, that's an easy over.
Yeah, okay, keep going.
I'm a little low for it, but I'm going to stick with 22 and a half. Maybe
Good.
It's probably going to be more than that. Then we're going to go Ryan Williams receiving yards. We're going to set that one at 1,325.
1,325 for Ryan Williams. The single season, those are receptions. How about yards? 1,325 puts him behind Devontae Smith, Amari Cooper, and Jamison Williams, but right there at 4th all time. Jerry Jeudy is currently at 4th at 1,315.
You see, I think it's, we just had that whole conversation about how many guys you got in the mix.
Yeah,
I think
you're picking up where I'd go.
I'm gonna have to go the under on that because I think he'll be extremely productive. But I just think you got too many really, really talented players.
I think he's going to be a lot closer to 7th on that list. John Mechie at 1142.
But at the same time, it's going to be a lot harder to double him in really any. So I don't know. You could use that same argument to go either way with it.
Look at 2021. You have Jamison Williams with 1572. That's 3rd all time, and John Mechie at 1142, 7th all time.
Look who was throwing the ball.
Oh, exactly.
Yeah.
No, I'm with you there. But I think that the vertical passing game this year is going to be a lot better. And yeah, if you go back, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, we were talking about 1,000-yard receivers, and I might have said you're looking at potentially 3. I think you're going to hit 2 of them at 1,100, at 1,200, and somebody coming in right at 950.
I think we could. Yeah, you see, I'm really on the fence on this one. Because the more I think about it,
because if 3,600 is your passing yards, right?
Right.
As we just kind of outlined right there. 3,600 your passing yards. You've got to have at least 2,000-yard receivers, I think, unless you have one big I mean, Roma Dunze had like 1,600 yards, had like 1,700 yards for Washington. And then you had, Jalen Polk had 11 or so, had 1,100 yards. And then your next closest guy was like at 700 yards. Michael Penix, obviously a wizard there.
Oh, yeah.
But I think the offense is structured to do that. I think the offense is structured to get down the field, to open things up, and to make the defenses defend the entire field.
I'll take the over.
All right. We
I'm
love
gonna
it.
take the over.
We love it. Okay, keep it going with Dax on overs and unders.
Now these include
And a half.
postseason.
Yeah, every
Okay,
game now.
Yeah, I'll take the over.
13-25
13-25.
and a half. 13-25 for Ryan Williams. Mr. Jeremy
Not a
Bernard,
bad number.
we're going to go right at 1,000 and a half.
I like that.
I think we might have, having two 1,000-yard receivers would be great. And Isaiah Horton, I'll set him at 750, 800, based on the passing yards that I said. That's the math kind of works out a little bit. Actually, no, that'd be a lot more passing yards for Ty. Anyway, yeah, we're going to set Isaiah at 750 right there.
All right, so take the whole group.
Okay.
Because I think that you're going to have somebody at about, like he said, 13-25. I think you're going to have somebody right around that range too. But I like to. I definitely like two guys to go over 1,000, and I like that third guy to be. I think Dax is pretty close there. I think you're going to have that 13-25, maybe a little high. I think you're going to have two guys right around 1150, and you're going to have that third one at 800, at 850.
Yeah, you see, I just think.
What you drinking? Big protein shake?
Yeah, it's.
You ready to go? Ready to go do some push-ups?
Coffee with some protein powder, and then a couple eggs in there. Awesome.
You're ready to go.
Yeah, I discovered this drink just messed around with stuff, but it's a good drink. It's got me energized, and it's also got me thinking that there's gonna be a little more separation between Ryan versus the number 2. And it's hard to say, but I think, yeah, okay, so we've got Ryan above that 13-25 number. Maybe Bernard falls in the 900s. And then I think we could see, you see, Horton's the one that I think I have the most trouble predicting him than anyone else. Because you look at what he did at Miami in that offense, right? He was living off slants. And this is something that it really caught me off guard when I saw it, because about 75% of what he ran was a simple slant route.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really know what he is as a receiver yet. I don't think his full potential as a receiver is anywhere near like having been discovered yet. So what's our number 750 for him? Is that
that's what he said.
Like I see a world where Jalen Hale has more yards than him, and Jalen Hale finishes third.
I think you're out on a limb there, and I love that, but I think you need to do a little bounce on that limb, make sure it's dirty.
I mean, yeah,
I
feel it shaking a little, but I also see, the speed and, the talent that Jalen Hale has, and, the hunger, the fire that you might get when you come back from an injury. I'm feeling pretty comfortable on this limb right now, I think.
All right. I'm just, hey, we love the hot takes. I just wonder if that limb's going to break, because I think your top 3 receivers are going to be your top three guys.
I'm feeling Jalen Hale.
All right.
At the wide receiver. And there's nothing against Isaiah Horton. I think he'll definitely produce. But I think Jalen Hale is going to be a lot more impressive than some people really expect.
Sneaky big contributor.
Yeah.
Love it. Okay.
So I'm going to go under for, I think, both Bernard and Horton.
All right. And then Jam Miller rushing yards, we're going to set that one at... Actually, we'll do total rushing yards by the whole team, because I think Richard Jones is going to get us that, so Daniel Hill. So we're going to set total rushing yards at 1,183
Oh,
and a half. That seems like a good number for
much
total
higher.
rushing yards.
Much higher.
Yeah, I'm not
Definitely gonna break off
overthinking
the
this,
long
right?
run.
He said 1,100 for the total team. Last year's team, if you were not pleased with it, it's okay. Last year's team went 2260. Is that right? Yeah, 2260. Now it was split. Obviously, Milrow had 726, Jam had 768, Justice had 448, but as a whole, that whole team went 2260. So we're taking the massive over on 1,100. I think a better number for total team is probably that 2K. Yeah, give me even to 2,000. You want to go over or under? I'm going over. I'm going over. I think your number is going to hit 2,400.
I mean, yeah, 1,100 is that one's easy.
Yeah, I think you might have 3 running backs that clear 650. Nobody over 1,000.
I'm gonna go short of 2K actually.
Okay, 3 running backs at 650 is 1,800. Is really 18, basically 1950 or so.
You think it'll be split that much?
Yes, I think Jam, Richard, Dreeland, Washington, and Daniel Hill are all going to
Daniel Mountain.
Yes, Daniel Mountain are all going to get a heavy share. Yeah, I think the right number is probably 2250.
I'll go in the 1,800 range. I think, if the passing game works out, ideally. So I'm actually curious, and I'm going to look this up right
55 points
now.
a game. 55 points a game is what it's going to be.
What kind of rushing numbers were we looking at during the Bryce years?
Bryce, baby, 22. 22.
You do 22, I'll do 21.
In 22, oh, yes. In 22, the team total was 2542 under Bill O'Brien. In 2021, under BOB, it was 2252.
When's the last? Has the team ever been under 2,000?
2020, 2,300. I mean, we can keep going here.
Okay,
2019, you were at 2193.
Yeah, it's going to be over 2,000.
2018, just one more. Oh, 2018, 2,900, 2,976. 2 more. How about 2 more? We'll get it all the way back to 16. We'll make it a whole decade here. 3,509 in 17, and in 16 it was 3,675.
Well, now I've got to hear 15 because that was Henry's Heisman year.
Let's see. Yeah, it was 29.99 total. I mean, he was the lion's share at 22.19.
Yeah, you don't need a second. Yes. Okay. So over 2,000. I didn't realize that they were running for that much.
It's okay. You got to have a little historical context for something. I love Dax in these numbers, but I think your team total. I like 2250.
I'll take the under on 2250. I still think it'll be a little less rushing than before, but yeah, I can't see him falling under 2K. Knowing, okay, this is what the team's done for the last
decade,
a million years.
I think that's about all I have for the offense. On the defensive side of the ball, let's go total forced turnovers, interceptions and fumbles included. We're going to set that one at 16.5. I think that's a good number for that one.
I think that's a good number. Let me pause it real quick so we can talk about it.
We're going to go 11.5. So I think we're going to have more interceptions than forced fumbles. But who knows? With LT Overton getting the next snap, get some hits on the QB, we might get a lot of forced fumbles out of that.
All right. So last year, where's my defense? Come on, baby. Defense right there. Defense, interceptions, you ended up with 17. So great number there, Dax. And fumble recoveries, total recoveries at 11. So you were at 28 total turnovers. Kane Womack defense. I think your number should be 24.5. What do you think? That's basically 2 per game, 2 per regular season game. Now you're going to get a little extra in the postseason. Yeah, 20. I'm going 24.5. You want to go over or under?
I'll go over. That's the beauty of this 4-2-5.
Swarm.
And you look at some of these ball hawks out in the secondary. You look at Bray Hubbard jumping up and snagging something out of the air. And you look at, Zabian developed a full year extra. And I think that, a lot of opposing quarterbacks are going to be put through a very hard time by the secondary.
Mm-hmm.
And then I also, look at, some of the rushers that there are. And, I'm honestly surprised. 11 fumble recoveries seems impressive to me last year. I didn't think that's coming up on
2 for Zabian,
almost won a game.
2 for Zabian, and you ended up with who are others? Malachi Jihad, Deontay Lawson, LT Overton, Tim Smith, Jamarian Latham, Q Robinson, Damian Payne, and Keanu Coate all had 1.
I mean, y'all know I'm high on Tim Keenan. I think he'll be causing some havoc up the middle.
All right, let's keep going, Dax. I love this topic. Very creative. A lot of great work for you, sir. Putting this in on the voicemail line at 205-462-7340, extension 800.
Actually, we'll move the interceptions to 9.5. 9.5. Because now that I say that, we're going to have a good pass rush this year, and I can't wait. Total sacks. That's a hard one. That is a hard one.
25 last year.
I want to say we're going to get to the 20s this year. So we're going to go 21 and a half on total sacks. Maybe more. That'd be awesome. Let's see. Total passing yards allowed. No, we're going to go total yards per game allowed. We're going to set that one at 252 and a half.
Ooh,
I like that number.
golly, that is really good. That would be insane. That would be, did he say 251? Because the number 1 defense last year was Ohio State. They allowed 254.
Yeah.
Maybe the defense is going to be.
That might be a little, that's going to be a hard number to live up to, but
yeah.
You know what? We're going to do it this year.
I like his face.
And then, all right, look, I'll move on to special teams. I've got 1 for this, and that is
just
total.
one more note before we hit special teams. Only 8 teams. Let's see. Only 8 teams last year allowed fewer than 300 yards a game.
250 is that's a tough number.
Alabama was at 320, allowing 320. So that'd be a massive improvement. I would love it.
Returns for touchdowns, punts and kickoffs included, 3.5. Because we're gonna have some good old returners this year. All returners are returning, so it's gonna be a really good year too for Kalen DeBoer and the football team. Let me know what y'all think about these over-unders and give me y'all's reactions. Have a good one and roll Tide.
What was the number on return touchdowns?
Let's hear it one more time.
All right, look, I'll move on to special teams. I've got 1 for this, and that is total returns for touchdowns, punts and kickoffs included, 3.5. Because we're gonna have some good old returners this year. All returners
3.5
are returning, so it's gonna be a really good year too for Kalen DeBoer and the football team. Let me know what y'all think about these over-unders and give me y'all's reactions. Have a good one and roll Tide.
Woo, Dax. I love it. Thank you. Bringing the fire, bringing a lot of meat to us right there. Last year, 0 returns for a touchdown, but 3.5 is not crazy, I don't think. Do you?
I mean, 3.5's a lot.
3.5's a lot, but it's not crazy. It's not nuts. I think you hit 2. I'm gonna go under. I think you have. Yeah. I'll just go under. Just because I don't have as much. I'm not as brave as Dax is.
Yeah, I don't think I can go. I think 1.5 would be a really tough line for me to choose. But I think 1 or 2 on the year. But then again, you got to remember, defense, you're stopping drives early and not giving them good field position. That makes the return a lot easier on a punt. So.
Mm-hmm. What do you think about these Dax's overs and unders?
I like them, and I think first of all, this demonstrates just further proof to everyone why the house always wins. Because you look at how hard it is to set a line. Like some of Dax's lines, I'm thinking, yeah, like, oh, this sounds really good. And then you actually look into the numbers, and like we did this at a very surface level.
Mm-hmm.
You think about how many researchers every single house in Vegas has, and it's absurd.
That's what I want to do. If I break out of sports media somewhere, just get me into like setting odds.
Yeah, it's
Just
fascinating.
analytical, just
Yeah.
looking at all the numbers. Oh gosh, that would be such a. My friends make fun of me because they say that I'm too numbers oriented. They call they say not everybody likes Ken Palm Joe, and I'm like, the numbers.
And Palm sauce.
Oh, so they make fun of me. I would love to do a job like that.
Outside of the 1,100 rushing yards, though, I thought it was some pretty solid odds. Making. I think the sack one's really interesting at 21.5.
Had 25 last year.
I think I would expect a little not regression, but a little drop off.
Jihad with 5, Q Robinson with 4,
Mhm.
Tim Keenan 2.5, Deontay Lawson 2, LT with 2. Like LT, you got to be at 6 or 7 this year. I mean, how many did he have slipped through his fingers? At least 3, maybe 4 or 5.
Yeah, right. Just not being able to finish plays. Like I could see it anywhere from like that 20 to 24 range. So I think it's right on the money. We go slight under on that one. But Kane Womack's going to bed every day and praying that he can come close to 250 yards a game.
Yes.
Yeah.
You go 250, then you're I'm sorry, you're unbeaten. You haven't lost a game. Unless the offense is total bunk, it is bad, just not good, which that would really surprise me. I think the offense is going to be pretty good in 2025.
Yeah, and then again, remember, you're scoring fast. You're not, you're efficient offense. That gives the other team more drives, and it's just gonna inflate the numbers from them a little. So, if you can be around the 300 range, I think you're going to sleep very, very happy every night.
Well, let's move into the last topic because we're running up on time. We have 2 recruits that committed over the weekend. You want to go 5-star Jaira Edwards or 4-star Nolan Wilson first?
Start with Edwards.
Woo! Jaira Edwards is a bad man. Put his huddle tape on if you are depressed one day and you need a little football pick-me-up. Jaira Edwards is a football playing Jesse. 6'1", 205 pounds, out of St. Francis Academy in Maryland. Alabama's gotten a handful of players out of St. Francis Academy in Maryland. Let me pull up his huddle real quick because it just makes my skin crawl in a positive way. Where is that HUDL? Dang it, Google, you stink. Huddle right there. Thank you very much. He plays safety, but he also, to me, this guy is a perfect player for the Kane Womack system because he is an in-the-box safety, so he can play pretty much all your nickel packages. He reads the run really well. He's shooting through offensive line gaps, making tackles for losses. And then, you think it's a passing down and we don't want to take him off the field. He's playing slot corner, basically playing the Husky role that you'd like. And he's got a little deep safety as well. And he's playing on the outside. So he's doing everything for St. Francis on the defensive side of the football. And just, oh my gosh, and a really, really exciting player for me. He becomes Alabama's 4th, is that right? No, 5th. 5th 5-star.
No one else has more than 2, by the way.
I guess 24/7 hasn't really caught up on EJ Crowell. So if you go to 24/7, it looks like 4, but it is 5 stars if you're looking at On3 Sports. So it depends on whatever recruiting service that you like, but just was insane all over this film for St. Francis. I think Alabama, I know everybody's excited about Xavier Griffin on the defensive side of the football. I think I might be more excited about Jaira Edwards.
I don't think that's a crazy take at all because I was anchoring at VUA over the weekend, and Saturday he commits and I'm here. It's like 4 p.m. I've got to start building my show. I've got to get everything in by 10, and
The only thing you need to put in your show is this man's highlights.
Yeah, no, because I just start watching the highlights and you can't stop. I burned an hour just watching, reading up on the guy. He is that impressive. He's impressive enough where in the time we're just rolling in 5 stars left and right, he makes you stop and he makes you actually pay attention to him because he stands out no matter how you slice it.
Laying the lumber in every single one of these clips.
Yeah, he's going to be a fun player. And that was what I was thinking while I was editing, that he fits the system about as perfectly as he could.
King Womack is going to have a lot of fun moving him around, I think. Now, here he is in the slot. He's everywhere in the slot, turns his eyes around, ball goes out of the flat, bam, close in, makes the tackle for minimal gain. Oh, here he is on field goal block, going to dive around and block a field goal. Like, superb athlete. You look at what Coach Womack has been, what he's seemingly brought in over the last 12 months and continues is just athleticism. And there he is in the slot, trail technique on the slant, and then cuts under, makes the pass breakup. He's basically playing the third linebacker. It looks like a 4-3, but it's really nickel. I mean, it is exactly what you want if you're looking for a 4-2-5 defensive back, where, I think you're playing him at Husky. I think you're playing him in the Malachi Moore role, a lot rolled down. I'm really, really, really excited about Jair Edwards.
I am as well. He grew up a Bama fan too.
Oh, Dad.
Yeah, no, he's perfect.
Well, in the run game, cutting in between gaps, being decisive. Oh, there's my gap. I'm going to get through it, and I'm going to meet the running back in the backfield. And you got him on a clip out here playing outside corner. You're playing outside corner or jam technique. You guys not getting off the line of scrimmage. Now, obviously, some of this is competition based, but you're seeing so many different skills from this guy. We're right here on the goal line, and what are we going to do? We're right here on the goal line. You're playing in the box. We're taking on a block, and we're stopping the guy at the 1 yard line. Like, just a quintessential football player and a very modern defender. I think that Alabama, I was in love with Kamari Brooks, who committed to Georgia, but when Mason started getting me on some recruits, he was like, hey, these are some of the guys we need to start watching. To me, it was Kamari Brooks and Jair Edwards. And yeah, you lost out on one, but you got this guy. Oof. I just think that his ceiling is so high.
And just continuing this incredible run of, elite defensive backs that are coming through. And man, I'm excited.
Mm-hmm.
We're getting a look at him in the spring, assuming that he probably comes early. He's gonna be fun.
Rolled down right here. Looks like he's playing inside linebacker. Basically, he's just an athletic freak. Comes out, follows the running back out of the backfield, and makes the tackle in the flat for a 1 yard gain. And then the next clip, he's essentially playing slot corner. And what does he do? They banjo the coverage. They banjo the coverage. Inside man goes out. Outside man goes in. He doesn't bite on it. He stays and waits for the guy to come in. Breaks up the pass. Whoo!
Elite.
Yes. And just a football, like, for the modern game, this guy is a great get for Alabama. And so I'm very, very excited about 5-star Jair Edwards out of St. Francis Academy in Maryland. Other guy, day before, now I was definitely getting ready for 4th of July celebrations at this point, but 5 o'clock, Alabama gets defensive lineman Nolan Wilson. There's my click out of Picayune, Mississippi. 6'4", 250, according to the 24/7 page. 4-star player, number 3 overall player in the state of Mississippi. The 6th overall defensive lineman in the class, rated as the 58th overall player. And you put his tape on, and I see a little LT Overton Jr. I see a bandit man. I see this guy really looks like what Kane Womack wants to do at the bandit position. He's playing kind of a defensive tackle. Well, not kind of. He's playing defensive tackle for Picayune. I think that he will play on the defensive line, but I think he's going to get kicked out to Bandit pretty quick when he arrives. I think you want to put on another 15, 20 pounds, but he's got explosion. He plays with good hands. He's basically playing defensive end here for Picayune a lot of the time, and he is collapsing on the tackle, and he's making the offensive line feel you. What'd you see out of Mr. Nolan Wilson?
Well, first thing, you'll have to put on a little weight. He's at about 240 right now. But I think that the biggest takeaway that I'm getting from just the wave of recruits that's been coming in on the defensive side is you got to remember with the system that Kane Womack runs, like he's finally bringing in his guys that he is actually, because he hasn't. Oh, almost knocked my computer. He hasn't recruited guys this high level, in a couple of years being at South Alabama. Like as he brings in guys that fit his system, that fit his prototypical player, things are only going to get crazier and crazier because, there's so much talent on the defense, but it's talent that was brought in for other, defensive coordinator, other systems. So it's like as good as things are right now, I can't imagine what it's going to be in a couple of years as he brings in the exact pieces that he wants. It's going to be scary. You got to remember, this is a guy who, I've heard people say, oh, like he's probably a likely head coach candidate.
I don't think Ken Womack wants to head coach anymore.
And his father was a career defensive coordinator just about.
Unless you don't believe him. Because last year they asked him, why'd you take the Alabama defensive coordinator? You were head coach. And he was like, yeah, I've been there, done that. I like just calling defense.
Yeah, no, and I think the father piece is huge because his dad really was everywhere. I forget the exact schools he was at, but around 4 decades as a big-time coordinator. And there's nothing wrong with accepting that, as a career because
you can make a lot of money.
You can make a lot of money, and you can really leave your impact, stamp on your team.
Mm-hmm. So Nolan Wilson is added to the class, and now you've got a pretty nice defensive line class in 2026. Your defensive line class is now up to technically a lot. Let me count them all because some of these edge guys, they've got Xavier Griffin listed as an edge, but he's no defensive lineman to me. Okay, so you've got Nolan Wilson, yes, definitely. Jamarian Matthews, more of an edge as well. Then you Kamarian Johnson, edge. JJ Finch, we talked to him a couple weeks ago. So really the two true defensive linemen, JJ Finch and Nolan Wilson. But I think Jamarian Matthews and Kamarian Johnson are more bandit types also. It's going to be real interesting to see where Wilson falls. If Wilson is, defensive tackle, like they had Tim Smith last year, like James Smith will be this year, or if he's going to get bumped out like LTO into a bandit role like LT Overton. I think you could probably do either one with him. And this brings Alabama up to 19 total commits. Yep. If you're looking at 24/7 Sports, they are now overall 5th. The 5th best class. You had Texas A&M, USC, Georgia, and Notre Dame. Excuse me, wrong order. USC, Georgia, A&M, and Notre Dame, 1 through 4.
If I'm not mistaken, 4th and on 3.
There you go. 4th and on 3. Now on 3, usually likes the Crimson Tide just a hair more, which is fine. No problem. It's just basically perspectives. Mm-hmm. I think if you're in that top 5 on any of these recruiting services, you're doing just fine. Now, you look at these numbers here, and it's USC with 31 commits, Georgia 27, A&M with 24, Notre Dame with 25. So Alabama with 19 commits. So you're 5 fewer than your next closest competitor in the top 5. So you're bringing in high quality players.
Quality over quantity.
We'll see if Tank Jones ends up joining the class. I know that Texas A&M is going after him very, very, very hard. We'll see if that can complete Kalen DeBoer's Gauntlet.
Gauntlet wouldn't even begin to describe it. We get
putting the jewels, the Infinity Stones.
A 6th 5-star would just be
Yeah, let's decide these fingers real quick. Let's decide these because okay, you got 5 stars right now, and you're looking for the 6th, the middle stone, right? Everybody who's a Marvel fan can geek out with us. Sedarian Morgan, see, okay, who goes on the ring finger? Is it Xavier Griffin, Jaira Edwards, or Sedarian Morgan?
I'll go Morgan on that ring finger.
Oh, okay. I thought we were going to go defensive side of the ball, but no argument. Okay, because this is just a fun little game. All right, what's the next most important finger? Because I don't know. If past your ring, is it middle finger? Because bleep you.
Okay. So this is just a fun. I thought the index finger was the most important.
No, your wedding finger, your wedding band, the middle, the third finger, right?
Really?
Well, maybe we have different perspectives, but to me, that is the most important finger.
Okay, you see, all right, I had this off.
Okay, yeah, so, that was my perspective.
Okay,
just when you get married, you put the ring on the ring finger.
Fair. So I'll go.
You're committed for life, that sort of thing.
I think I'll go Griffin there then.
Yeah, I think that's probably.
Yeah. Okay.
I want to put Jaira Edwards there, but I think it's Xavier Griffin on the middle on the ring finger. What's the next most important finger? Pointer or middle finger?
I think it's got to be the pointer. Again, this is my number one right here.
Okay.
Again, I'm far away from having any kind of ring, so maybe.
Well, sure. Okay, so pointer finger, you're going with Jaira or Sedarian Morgan?
I'm gonna go Morgan there.
Okay, I like it. I think we're in the ballpark. Middle finger, Jaira Edwards. Yeah. We're gonna use this guy to bleep you to anybody, right? Because bad dude.
To everyone who said DeBoer wouldn't be able to recruit. Right?
Exactly. Or maybe that should go to one of the Alabama guys. Maybe it should go to EJ Crowell because
that's a good call.
In-state player. But both Jordan Edmonds and EJ Crowell are Southern guys. Jordan Edmonds, Georgia. So we go Jordan Edmonds on the pinky.
Yeah, we can do that.
And EJ Crowell on the thumb, giving him the thumbs up.
Full gauntlet.
Right. Well, we need Tank Jones, the center stone on the palm. And there we go. Kalen DeBoer.
Dread it, run from it. Oh, DeBoer arrives all the same.
I am inevitable. So, what a show. I think we're about done here. I know you got to get out of here. Why don't you leave us with the last word? You are off suspension. You can follow Theo Fernandez at Theo Fernandez _. We're going to figure out what the heck we're going to do next Monday because we may be driving to Atlanta, but we will give you a show no matter what. We're going to give you 5 shows next week from Atlanta. I might be up at the crack of dawn before all the festivities so that you guys have your shows. It's going to be a fun time at SEC Media Days, and we'll be there with Theo Fernandez _.
I cannot wait for Media Day. I am so excited to get to, man, it's going to feel so real once, we hear once we hear DeBoer talk, and I'm excited to hear all the other guys. Like, Lane Kiffin is going to say some great stuff, It's going to be a very,
I
very
hope he makes
fun
some
event.
jokes at Hugh Freeze.
Will Hugh Freeze be there? I mean, I know he has a tea time probably later in the day. So.
Where are some golf courses in Atlanta? We got to figure out some nice courses and scout them out for Hugh Freeze.
We can probably get an interview with him out there. Just wait out by one of the bunkers. And although I doubt he's hitting in the bunker anymore with how much.
He's keeping it on short grass.
Yeah, he better, right?
He had that trophy the other day. He and a bunch of I didn't recognize them, but they won some club championship. And Glenn Kiffin was like, "Great job, coach," on the Twitter machine. Hey Hugh, you at least got you one trophy this year.
May not have an in-state recruit, or get one, but got a trophy.
Well, we're done for the day. We appreciate everybody watching us on the Bama Central Facebook page, YouTube channel, watching us on my own social media machines. Follow the Joe Gaither Show on Bama Central. On the Facebook side of things, you can find us on Apple Podcasts, Amazon, Spotify. You can be like Dax. You can be like Everett, leaving us a voicemail at 205-462-7340. We appreciate those guys chiming in on the show, and we appreciate you so much. We'll talk to you tomorrow right here on Bama Central and BamaCentral.com.
Thanks for joining us on today's edition of the Joe Gaither Show on Bama Central. Keep up with Joe on all his social media pages at Joe Gaither 6. Subscribe, rate, and review the show on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, and be sure to read us daily at BamaCentral.com.